On October 11, 2011, a 93-year-old woman was found dead in her cluttered West London flat. Only 6 people attended her funeral. Although she lived a magnificent life, once she withdrew from the public eye, all she wanted was to be left alone. Her name was Roberta Cowell. I briefly mentioned her in our previous episode. This time around, we'll do a deeper dive into her life and her significance as a pioneer in trans history. My name is Emma Garçon. This is Trans History for Dummies. Roberta was assigned male at birth. She was born in 1918. In 1936, she began college to study engineering and started motor racing that same year. By 1939, she competed at Brooklands. At the beginning of the 1940s, she competed in the Antwerp Grand Prix and won the Land's End Trial. She joined the British Army, became a captain, and married a woman she met in engineering school. They ended up having 2 daughters. During World War II, she transferred from the Army to the RAF, where she saw battle action as a fighter pilot. But in 1944, her plane was struck and she was captured by Germany. She was later freed in 1945. She returned to England frail and 50 pounds lighter. In 1948, her marriage collapsed. Sadly, that resulted in her never seeing her daughters again. Depression hit her. Then she started seeing a psychiatrist. Her sessions later revealed that her unconscious mind was predominantly female. She shortly began to take estrogen. After reading Michael Dillon's 1946 book Self, a study in ethics and endocrinology, she wrote to him and the two became friends. If you listened to our previous episode, you remember that Michael Dillon was the first trans man to undergo phalloplasty. He was a doctor himself and later performed an orchidectomy on Roberta secretly in her home, a surgery procedure to remove both testicles. It was illegal and highly dangerous, but it helped Roberta access the rest of her care. When she presented herself to a private gynecologist, she obtained a document stating she was intersex, which later helped her change her sex marker to female. In 1951, once she became Roberta Elizabeth Marshall Cowell, she underwent vaginoplasty with Dr. Sir Harold Gillies. Roberta became the first legally recognized trans woman in Britain. After falling deeply in debt from her medical procedures, Cowell decided to sell her story. The Times reported that the Picture Post paid Roberta €8,000 for her story, the equivalent of €185,000 today, and that the Autobiography netted Roberta a further €1,500. The fee from the book was enough to pay her debts. Roberta was supported by her family, and her father was quoted in the magazine saying, "Betty is our own child, which is what matters to us." She continued motor racing and flying. She later won the Chelsea Walsh Hill Climb in 1957. She continued to stay involved in the sport, but financial difficulties made it hard for her to continue. She gave her final interview in 1972, where she condemned other trans people, criticized the permissive society, and warned against following in her footsteps. She then withdrew from the public eye. In the 1990s, she moved into sheltered accommodation where she died. Her passing only ran into the papers 2 years later. She was an old bitter bitch. For Black History Month, we'll focus on Black trans history. If you have someone you want us to cover next, drop their name in our DMs.